Can I have your name, please?
My name is Ron Ković. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I was shot and paralyzed in Vietnam 41 years ago on January 20th, 1968, during my second tour of duty as a United States Marine in Vietnam. I am the author of the book Born on the 4th of July. I am also the co-screenwriter of the movie Born on the 4th of July with Oliver Stone. Tom Cruise portrayed my life in Born on the 4th of July. I'm here today. Marching and speaking on behalf of peace and nonviolence. I know that war is not the answer, violence is not the solution, and I believe that a more peaceful world is possible.
Why are there so many homeless Vietnam veterans today in America?
I don't think people realize what it means to go through a combat experience, what it means to be not only physically wounded but psychologically wounded as well. Many thousands of Vietnam veterans and Iraqi veterans right now, those who have come back from these wars, have suffered psychological damage. They're suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Many of them suffer from nightmares, anxiety attacks. I know that I did after I came home from the war. Not only was I paralyzed in the war, but I suffered with nightmares and anxiety attacks for many years. I think one thing is common. It's very difficult to settle down after going through such a traumatic, violent combat experience. And many of these young men and women end up sleeping on the streets, end up homeless, and we've got to understand that when you send young men and women off to war, they're never quite the same when they come home. We've got to be aware of the human cost of war. How many of us really understand? How many of us who support a policy of going to war have any idea what it really means to go to a war? What it really means to pull a trigger, to take another life out of this world? What it means to see someone close to you shot and killed? What it means to be in a situation where you never know when you're going to be shot at? Who the enemy is, whether it's a child, an old man, you never know who is the enemy. So our young men and women come back from these wars. They end up on the streets. They end up in the shelters, and we need to understand. When we decide, when we're asked to go to war, we need to ask ourselves. And people say, we support the troops, but do you support the troops when they come home? Do you support them when they're suffering from PTSD? Are you still supporting them when they end up in the shelters? I mean, when you send young men and women off to war, we have to be responsible. We have to care for them when they come home.
What can we do to support the troops, especially the Vietnam veteran troops right now? Because I see them a lot in the freeways holding signs.
Compassion, caring, love. It may sound simple, but it's true. We need to reach out to them. We need not to stereotype them. I mean, there are real people out there who are suffering because of the wars and the foreign policy of this country. We need to reach out to them with love. We need to care for them. We need to give them opportunities. We need to help them to find shelters if that's possible. Some of them may never come home from those wars. Some of them may be lost forever. I've lost many friends that are not alive anymore because of substance abuse, because of alcohol, because of drugs. But we've got to reach out to those who we can still reach out to. We've got to help them any way that we can. And we need funding. We need to focus on the fact that many of our prisoners of war are actually our own veterans who've come home. They remain prisoners of that war they were asked to fight in. They remain prisoners because they have not been able to find a home, because they have not been able to find a job. We need to help them.
All right, thank you very much, sir.